forth to other people. But it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, and it shall stand forever.
Yeah, so we're going to break in pieces and consume all the kingdoms that rule before us, man. And ultimately, what we're going to do is get all these nations and put them in a righteous mindset, man. Now, we're going to push forth the laws, statutes, and commandments throughout the planet Earth so righteousness can flow through, man. And once these different things happen, these heathens and these other people, they're going to be appreciative, man, of this righteous empire. What you got to do, huh?
Come on, it says, verse 45, I may get in the NLT.
Yeah, bro, you got it.
It says, that is the meaning of the rock cut from the mountain, though not by human hands.
Not by human hands, you got it.
That crushed to pieces the statue of iron, bronze, clay, silver, and gold. The great power was showing the king what will happen in the future. The dream is true, and its meaning is certain.
So basically, Ahchya Yashiyah said he's going to take down all these kingdoms. And that's why the scriptures say promotion comes neither from the east or the west from the south, but it comes from Ahchya Yashiyah. And really, it's the Lord who set up these other heathens, Nebuchadnezzar, Xerxes, Darius, even Alexander the Greek, even these Edomites. It's Ahchya Yashiyah that really set them in power so the Lord can show his power, man.
What the scriptures was going into, it said that like how that he shall break through the other kingdoms. The Lord is breaking through these other kingdoms as we speak because his word is going out through all nations, man, through the by way of via the internet highway, man. That was always the breaking point for of a kingdom or empire, was that the prophets came out. And the Lord was what? He was pushing out a righteous vibration again to bring forth what? His understanding. His message to be heard, man. That's what's coming, and it was all to what? The ushering of a kingdom. Every time a kingdom came up and went down, that was one step closer to what? The ushering in of the righteous kingdom, man. You know, that's all through the Spirit of the Lord. But you got it.
From my head too.
I think brother has.
Like the brother mentioned, not by human hand, showing you that this is pretty much a divine counsel. The Lord is showing you that he's behind all this is taking place. So although you got what? Many devices in a man's heart, it speaks behind the counsel, Lord, hey, that's your stance. So yeah, they got a new world order agenda, but like the brother mentioned, like the officer mentioned, they don't agree on everything. So whenever there's a disagreement, you know, a house that's pretty much ruled by feuding, it's eventually gonna fall apart. That's what you start to see from the EU and NATO. So we see what the Lord is doing behind the scenes to pave way for what the ultimate destruction of America, Babylon the Great, to bring in the kingdom of heaven, man. See? But anybody got anything?
I got some bag you up. What you just said. It's reiterated, but just going back, Isaiah 9 verse 2, and I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, kingdom against kingdom.
City against city, and kingdom against kingdom. So this is, you know, from the lower scale, you know, Civil War to America, ultimately, you know, in the grand scheme of things, Esau's kingdom, this beast system, he's tearing it apart. Egyptian, Edomite against what? Egyptian. So yeah, the Lord is doing this, what, to pave way for the kingdom of heaven. Can you read it one more time, Baba?
God, Isaiah 9, 19 and 2, and I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians.
Why? Because differences. Ideologies. I think it should be this way, but they saying it now. It should be this way. Can't two walk together?
You agree?
You know what I'm saying? Unless you on the agree on the same thing, that's why you gotta have the same mind as far as an agenda, man, so that you can build and solidify a foundation. Esau can't do that because they're always spewing and spatting one another because of their own pride, man. See, you got it.
God, it says, and they shall fight everyone against his brother. And everyone against his neighbor, city against city, kingdom against kingdom.
So it's gonna be civil war, and there's gonna be kingdom against kingdom. America, Russia, you know, Ukraine,
Israel,
Iran, you know, Israel. You're starting to see that, and it's all a build up to what the ultimate overthrow of America, Babylon the Great, which is Esau's throne. See that? We see it, but they don't. Through their pride, they can't really consider what's going on through the spirit, you know, but we go through the spirit scriptures and see that this is what the Lord is doing. If I may, Obadiah 1 verse 7, all right, NLT. All your allies will turn against you. See? Yeah, this is talking about Esau, Edom. All your allies will eventually turn against you. They will help to chase you from your land and they will promise you peace while plotting to deceive and to destroy you. See? It says you trusted your friends. It's like you trusted, your trusted friends will set traps for you and you won't even know it. Yeah, so if I may say, like, you have the EU that's having conversation with Russia and China on certain, I forget, on certain, you know, economic issues, right? Yeah,
Because if I may add on it, because they realize that the petrodollar is failing,
Right.
and it ain't backed up by gold or silver. I wouldn't be surprised if they push forth this digital system and lie and say it's backed up by gold and silver. You know?
That's what Putin always keep coming at. You know? Putin comes out and he tells you that the American system is backed by slavery.
Yeah.
He'll come out and just flat out tell you.
And if I may add on that, the digital system is going to be backed up by
It's
slavery.
backed by slavery.
You're going to be the accountable. That's why it goes back into the social security number and even then what? That digital arm. Actually, you putting your head into the doorpost and getting it pierced in, and now you're a perpetual servant forever. So now you basically just you a useless eater, but you what's the word I'm looking for? Say what? Yeah, you're gonna be going cattle. Yeah, basically cattle, man. Because even when you go into these different big farms with the longhorns and things like that, the reason why that farm is so much money is really not the land, it's the cattle that dwell on the land, man. But y'all brothers got it.
It's like, if I may, I had an article to back up the officer's point of the allies coming against the U.S. It's like, this is from Global News. It's like, it says, Macron says Canada, 51st state, threats an example of U.S. rejecting allies. It says, French President Emmanuel Macron on Thursday cited U.S. President Donald Trump's threat to make Canada the 51st state as an example of American foreign policy that is sacrificing allies for the law of the strongest. It says Macron's blunt remarks were matched by similar comments from German President Frank-Walter Steinmeier in a separate speech that showed European leaders growing concern as Trump seeks to impose U.S. dominance over the Western Hemisphere, including actions in Venezuela and threats of a potential U.S. takeover of Greenland.
If I may add too, bro, because like when you're strong, what do? You impose your will. You see, on the weak, you see, you go around, you playing the bully and shit. You know, you taking resources like Debo. You know, if you got that power, you know nobody can really whoop your ass. You're gonna go out around individually and start taking nigga shit, but eventually they all gonna like, man, like, damn, this nigga taking all that shit. We need to come together. What we need to do to goddamn destroy this nigga. See? So that's what's happening right now with the alliance of America's allies, which are becoming enemies, along with America's predominant enemies, Russia, China, Iran. They all are gonna eventually side with each other. Be like, yeah, now we are strong. Through the nuclear capabilities, now we can take this bitch.
Hey, they take this nigga. If I may, they figured out who the problem was.
Right.
You know, because for years, this guy America, he been saying the problem is the Middle East, the weapons of mass destruction. Like in the 50s, it was the Chinese, the communists. You know what I'm saying? But no, nigga, you've been the problem the whole time. You know? Y'all brother got it. You got it.
This is Daniel 7:20. And of the 10 horns that were in his head, and of the other which came up, and before whom 3 fell, even of that horn that had eyes, and a mouth that spake very great things, whose look was more stout than his fellows.
We can go into the breakdown, but we just gonna stick to the point so we don't lose the understanding that this is what's going on in the earth now. That Esau, his look is more stout than his fellows, right? Because the Lord put that spirit on him, right? And that's exactly what the brother was going into. The fact that Esau is going throughout the planet Earth now on the Western Hemisphere is like, yo, this is mine, this is mine, this is mine. And Elder Yashiyah had went into it, man. That's a part of Esau's, he knowing that his time is short and that he's in that greed spirit. That this house being divided is simply a thing hey, two Edomites disagreeing, and now that it's a battle of greed going on. It's like, nah, because who can never hoard the most resources, the most riches, and the most guns and butters, so to speak, that's the winner. That's who gets to keep the house, man.
That's how you build the military.
I got some real quick to back you up. This is the book of Sirach 14 and verse 9. A covetous man is not satisfied with his portion. In the iniquity of the wicked drive up his soul.
You see, it says, read that back one more time.
It says a covetous man is not satisfied with his portion.
A covetous man's eye is not satisfied with his portion. The scriptures tell us that the eye have not enough, the ear hear not enough, the belly don't even have enough, because really he empties himself daily, man. So it says a covetous man eye have not enough. So here it is, he has control of the planet Earth. And it could be a utopia, but no, man, he's making it hell on earth, man. He's really turning this into a nightmare. This is becoming pixie land. What happened to fairyland, man? This thing is just looking black and white, full of just colorless blocks, man. It's soul. You're in that
God, read this again. It says a covetous man eye. Matter of fact, I'm gonna start at verse 8. It says the envious man hath a wicked eye. He turned away his face and despised men. A covetous man eye is not satisfied with his portion. And if I may add on that, the Lord gave this guy certain landmarks. He actually gave this nigga America. America got with 300 million people in there, but this nigga want more, man. You know?
Nah, I need Canada too, because basically he was like, hey man, we gonna take over Canada, and that was a part of Trump over at the Davos little thing or whatever, the economic forum. He was like, look man, he looked back over at Canada, was like, hey man, look dude, y'all, to be honest, y'all, the only reason y'all niggas standing is because of us. If it wasn't for us, y'all niggas sitting next to us or whatever, y'all dudes, y'all the big got raped. So matter of fact, we gonna get back to y'all. We gonna worry about this Greenland thing, but we gonna get back to y'all real quick, man. That's a proud individual, man. And that's a so you just like, yo, Esau proud as hell, man. Like, you get it.
Before the destruction, the heart of man is hardy. You know what I'm saying? That's Esau, so-called white man that's been facilitated or shown forth through American Babylon the Great, man. Guess if I may get something real quick. Psalm 10 verse 5, NLT. It says, yet they succeed in everything they do. That's America, right? The heaven and earth. They do not see your punishment awaiting them.
Yeah.
They sneer at all their enemies, man. You see, and even their allies. You see, they talk shit about their own allies, and now they're trying to side with Russia and China. Like, damn, we need to find another way of peace, because we see that America is really for their own benefit. It says they think nothing bad will happen to us. We will be free of trouble forever, man. You ever thought of the house that can take forever? So this is the mind of American Babylon the Great, which has been exuded through Trump, man. They never think that their kingdom gonna fall. Due to their pride, once I deceive them, they're gonna find themselves in a predicament. That hole that was in dug for others is gonna fall into that same pit. You see that? That trap of destruction.
I'm gonna bring this out real quick, because this was going into because Donald Trump, because the brother had brought out that stout look. Here it is, his look being more stout than this fellow. Donald Trump, with all of these economic forums and these events, these summits that all of these governments are coming out with, and it's basically a routine that they supposed to go do these things. Donald Trump threw out a peace board, man, and he threw out an invitation to Russia, and in it says the peace board organization is established by U.S. President Donald Trump that purports to promote peacekeeping. The board was established in September 2025, so it's relatively short, man. Like he ain't got no framework for this for these things, man. It's all just to push his own agenda, man. It says the board was proposed in 2025 and formally established in January 2026. That's why, hey, this is gonna be a year, man. Like Esau really finna get a couple of things like things that went unnoticed unto us, even though we paying attention over here. He had things going on over here. Yeah. Now these things are finna spring forth through the dirt, man.
If I may add, this nigga already got that new world order started. Okay. Behind closed doors, it's just coming to fruition now, man. Niggas, they really just started making moves late last year, man.
Yeah, he really shooting from the hip. But this was the point.
If I'm
It's-
add too,
you
real,
got it.
because they even mentioned, I don't know if y'all saw on the site on the People's Voice, it says that in Davos, they admitted that the COVID-19 was just a test.
Yeah.
It was a test run.
And so they admitted that
They
the world forum.
admitted
See?
straight up. Yep.
But the people don't watch these things though, man. You got it. So
That's how you know they don't give a fuck no more.
Yeah,
They
there you
just,
go,
it ain't
man.
like they gonna play it off and say, no, they saying, man, we finna get this new world order off the ground.
Hey, just to back the brother point up, I'll read back. It says the board was proposed. So this idea just sprang up September 2025. It says the board was proposed in September 2025 and formally established in January 2026 on the sidelines of the 56th World Economic Forum. You see, that's the agenda. And we gotta put it in there somewhere, and we gotta put it on a legitimate platform. So let's slide it in here. So the people can't say that we didn't give it to them. But they letting you know that, hey man, these are the plans, man.
They gotta do that.
Yeah.
I said, Jay, adding back to your point, even they work with demons and shit on the left hand side. In order for these plans to truly work, they have to come out in public with it. Whether it be in a movie, nigga jokingly saying it, or like nigga said it in Davos. They probably had 50 views, man. You know,
Same time they gave you the saga of like the Epstein and shit, the Diddy saga. No,
Yeah.
that's what they do. They distract you, man. Keep away from it. Yeah. They gotta review their plans, man. It's beautiful.
like, even then, it's another law that Trump just did with the Obama shit. You know, Obama had a law about ICE. For the lack of better words, they couldn't go into like any religious situations or any like special places. They just did away with that, man. And in the midst of that shit, that's when they talking about still they going to jail, and all of a sudden now they can just arrest the kid out of school now.
See?
You know?
Yeah, you saw he moving quick, man.
Yeah. But when he passed that law, people don't ever know because they don't really do the research, man.
Because he always he do. That's what he does. Like when he pass certain laws or whatever, he attach it to a bill, man. It's like, I'm gonna add this on to this bill, or I'm gonna add this attachment to that bill, man. That's how you know it's like righteously, man. Like I was coming up doing the paralegal, getting into the law on that side of things, man. It just got to a point where it's like, yeah, man, I'm dealing with criminals in ties, man. It's like you want to get away from it because, hey, if you get in their scope held, like they could really like do you dirty. It's one thing like to get, you wrong Jake out here, you put a bullet in Jake. You can just move away from Jake and get away from the evil. But Esau, it's like his evil is ubiquitous, man. Because hey, that cobweb when it comes to these suit and ties, it's the reach is far-reaching, man. You can't escape it, man.
Job 9:24.
Dang.
Earth is given to the hand of the wicked.
But I had one of the brothers that have, man. All right, this is Job chapter 20. I'm gonna start at verse 18. It says, "That which he labored for, he shall restore, and shall not swallow it down." Because that's what Donald Trump is doing with this peace board, with this economic forum. He's letting the world know is, hey, we're looking to expand, man. This ain't no United States citizens push anymore, man. They're finna push a global citizen type of label. All right, that's why he's letting you know, hey, I'm working with the small hats, man. Hey, love for the small hats.
Better like these.
Yeah, it's like come on.
That's the new world order. You know, that's all they're doing. They trying to bring everything under America. Even when this nigga first got into office, was one of the first things he did. The Gulf of Mexico, where he changed to the Gulf of America.
Yeah.
Basically saying he's finna get ready to rule the seas. And that reminds me of Revelation 17 chapter. There are order that sipped upon many waters. It's no coincidence that America got a water named, the Gulf of America now, man.
Gulf of America.
That's the spirit.
So, Monroe Doctrine.
Yeah, spirit. And that's already enacted. It ain't like they did, like, let's put this back. We finna put this back in thing from the 1800s. We finna put it up and everything. No, that shit's still in action, man. Even a lot of laws, Obama fucked y'all niggas, man. People don't know, bro. Obama really fucked a lot of Jake out here, man. Because once his laws is still inactive, but once they kick into your door and shoot you down and hit you with summary execution, you go blame Obama for that, man. Because he signed that off in 2008 in the middle of the night, man. You got it, though.
Yeah, now you getting taken to black sites.
Yeah.
It says, that which he labored for, he shall restore, and he shall not swallow it down.
If I may just add to your point, because all these leaders, they hoarding all the riches. Nigga trying to get all the gold. You know, they ain't even talking about Fort Knox no more.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's over with.
But at the end of the day, they really getting that shit for us, man.
Okay.
But that's how you know this is a greedy and covetous man. Because he's trying to heap all these riches for himself while everybody else be useless eaters. Because forget all that upper class, middle class, lower class, that's thrown out the window now, man.
Yeah.
It's going to get to a point when it's going to be the rich and the poor. And by the time the people realize, it's going to be too late.
Yeah, they now have a thing online where they gave you, when America had a middle class, it was they basically timed it from 1935 to 2015, 2013, where America really had a true middle class. Like, the American middle class is dead. All right. I'll continue. It says, that which he have labored for shall he restore, and shall not swallow it down. According to his substance shall the restitution be, and he shall not rejoice therein. So that's what's going on. The Esau's setting, he's hoarding all these riches. You know, he's setting parameters or whatever to herd the cattle this way when it comes to the sheep of the people. All right, he has the parameters that he got set up for the war front. He basically think that, you know, he got everything in the pocket. He got a hand on everything. He got a beat on it. I'll read it in the NLT. They will bring back everything they worked for.
Yeah.
Their wealth will bring them no joy.
If I may add, going to the Archetypus. When you go into the Archetypus, man, those riches, the gold menorah, man. You know, a lot of things that the temple had, these niggas still got there in their possessions, in the Vatican. You know, you got
because he hath oppressed and hath forsaken the poor. Because he, and who did he oppress and who did he forsake? It was Jake, man. Because he could have restored. He wants to talk about Jake is robber, killers, and stealers. Tell him. How about you tell these people today, the Israelites, man? How about you tell them today, the people of the Lord, that they should carry themselves in a better manner? The same way that you did a diligent run, you ran a diligent program, a diligent propaganda to show us as the miscreants and the scum of the earth. How about you run a program showing our people a better way, how to see themselves and to think? But he won't do that, man. He won't restore the oppressed and the poor, man.
And even then, if I may add on to like,
Yeah.
just going back, you know, he even gave damn Moab bitch ass reparations.
Yeah.
About some shit that happened in the 1942, the concentration
Yeah, the concentration
camp.
camp. You get them niggas restitution, but we can't get it.
It was 20 Moabites. You know what I'm saying? That was in the
Yeah.
camps, man. But our restitution is gonna be them niggas going into slavery, man.
That's
right.
That's what your restitution and your repercussions gonna be. We don't want nothing from you niggas, man. The only thing we want you is you to be in chains, man. You know? You guys know what?
As the brother was going into, Esau oppressed a man in his heritage, man. Here it is. What was the Jack Johnson? He created the monkey wrench, man. Is his family getting any form of residuals from the monkey wrench, man? Or does an Edomite somewhere got a patent on it that Jack Johnson family couldn't get paid off of it, man? All right. It says, because he hath oppressed and hath forsaken the poor, because he hath violently taken away an house which he builded not. And that's what he's doing now. You didn't build up Greenland. Greenland is basically a wilderness, man.
Yeah.
You can only really live on the coast of Greenland. And the further you go into Greenland, the more treacherous and harsh it gets, man. That terrain is ridiculous, man. It's damn near, it's inhabitable, man.
And the people that live there, they don't even own the land, they just own their houses.
Yeah, that's it. It's sovereign. It's a sovereign land. It basically belongs to everybody, man. You see, and that's what it's gonna go. Well, it ain't gonna go back. It ain't gonna ever be that. It's gonna belong to Jake and the kingdom. Even Moab gonna live there, but hey, he just leasing it, man. You know, you gonna have to pay taxes on that land, man.
That's what I'm talking about.
All right. But Esau here, hey, what is he doing, man? He tax your food, he tax your water, he tax you for your clothes, he tax you to stand on the land. It's like just your mere existence is slavery, man. Because it's nothing that you can gain here in America that you don't pay for, man.
I might add too,
You got it?
because you got these Jews, these small attitude, a lot of them, they don't really know that they've been juked. You know what I'm saying? They think that they're the true people. When you ask them, like, you know, what do you do? I think Aero Pod posted a video.
Yep.
You know, what do you do for a living? Do you work? A lot of them, they're like, nah. I mean, they'll walk away. They don't want to even have a conversation. Because they know that, you know, they have pretty much gotten rich off the tax pays. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
See, they ain't got to do shit. Their wife ain't got to do nothing. They can just sit back and just live comfortable. Have 17 to 18 children. Why is that? Because they said that it goes back to the law. The Lord said, what be fruit and multiply. You know what I'm saying?
What's he from me?
They got a Section 8 voucher where they can get a house, and then they Section 8 pay their mortgage on the house. Like shit, Jake still gotta come up. You gotta pay on those rents. You gotta pay your dues when you stay in these projects. Jake be complaining about paying that 4-5. Hey, real talk. If you stay in the projects now, at the very least your rent is $700-800, man. You see, Esau living for free in New York, one of the highest states, one of the most expensive states to live in America, and they living for free and they ain't got no job. How you do that, man? How you do that? Hey, you the devil, man.
You deceive somebody to get that shit for free.
And you ashamed to explain how you doing it like that. Come on, man. Let's show your ass is a robber. If I may,
you get it.
Joel 20, Joel 20:18, verse in NLT, it says they will give back everything they worked for. Their wealth will bring them no joy. For the oppression, it's like for the oppressed, the poor. For the oppressed, the poor, and left.
Yeah.
So, Joe 2018.
Yeah,
That's true. We just read
2019.
You gotta read it again. Huh? It's so nice you gotta say it twice. Huh?
Okay, I'm in the NLT. I might go with it.
Yeah, go in the NLT. Go in the NLT. Huh?
It said, for the oppressed, the poor, and left them destitute. They foreclosed their homes.
Yeah, so then you got it. You wanted to
yeah, I'm gonna read it in the KJV barbershop. It said, because he have oppressed and have forsaken the poor, which represents the Israelites, because he have violently taken away the house in which he buildeth not. So we know that the earth was given to the hands of the wicked, but what land did Esau primarily take? It was America Babylon the Great. This is the throne which he claimed for his own. See, he pushed out the natives, and now you got ICE kicking out the so-called Native Americans. See, they been running as well, as well as so-called Latinos, man. So we're dealing with a hypocrite here who has consumed riches that wasn't his in the first place. It really belonged to the Hebrew Israelites. See? So now when that time was going, it's pretty much proclaiming judgment, saying that no, whatever you swallow down, right, whatever you consume as far as riches, even us, we're pretty much consider riches, right? A possession. All that you're gonna call back up. You see that? That's what's taking place right now.
Yeah, but we see it we seen it on the micro under a microcosm. Looking at Detroit, man. It say what did it say? Read 19.
God, verse 19. It said because he have oppressed.
You read it in the NLT.
NLT, God. Yep. Joel 20:19. For they oppressed the poor and left them destitute.
So they oppressed them. So when you just think about Detroit, like when General Motors was at his peak and it was steel. Hey man, Jake was pulling 16 hours. Yeah, Jake talk about the money that he made and everything. Jake was able to buy some houses. All right, but what type of great riches did he create for those industries up there in that particular area? That it got so great for Esau that he actually said, you know what, this is so great, I can outsource this work to China. Screw these niggas here, man. Screw that I got these I got a union, I got these contracts with these people. Screw all of that, man. Screw the fact that these people make their livelihood here, and these are the people that built me up to this place. What did he do? He outsourced it out there to China. Now he making slaves out of Moab. And what did he do? What happened to you people? He upped and he moved this. He moved the very economy that you planted your house around. It's like this is your water. This is your water source. He upped and moved it. He moved the river away from you. Now you're stuck here in this house with no water source. Now here it is. He bringing in bottled waters, but he only giving out a few of them. It's like nah. So in that Detroit economy, what did he do? He put high tax prices on those houses that was already on. Now he doing second and third mortgages, and now he coming in, he buying them when Jake missed one payment. Now I got you in foreclosure. Let me get that. Now, what is Detroit? It's a city full of empty houses, man.
Yeah.
It could be human bodies living in there. But what? Esau would rather get the money that he think that he owed it. Bro, Jake owned this house, bro. He done paid it off 3 times over. But no, Esau was like, nah, he missed this, such and such and such and such. This house belonged to me. Now you got an empty city, man. You have an empty, dilapidated city.
Yeah.
And now, what did Jake do? Jake had discouraged just like rats. And what did they do? Run to the nearest warmest place they could. And now Jake in this inner city, in that inner city. Now he in Gary, Indiana, sticking you up at the gas station, man.
On dope. Because even then, after that happened with 70s and things like that, a big form of dope started coming through to destroy Jake too.
Okay.
So it wasn't just like it was a calculated plan, because certain Jake was on top of it, but it got to a point, certain niggas started slanging dope, went to jail, and certain guys who was working those 16-hour jobs, in order for a nigga to get through a day, he had to, toot his nose and shit. But that just shows you that these people cannot be the child of God, man.
Okay.
I got some real quick to bad guy runners up. Just going back into the J-O-double-O's, you know what I'm saying? They're going back into the J-O-double-O's. This is the book of Wisdom of Solomon, 2, and I'm gonna start at verse, this Wisdom of Solomon 2, and I'm gonna start at verse, I got you. Wisdom of Solomon 2, and I'm gonna start at verse 12. Matter of fact, let's start at verse 10. It says, let us oppress the poor and righteous man. Let us not spare the widow. No reverence the gray hairs of the age.
Hey, read that again.
This Wisdom of Solomon 2 and 10. It says, let us oppress the poor and righteous man.
And that's who? That's the prophet, man. That's what's going on now. Because Esau's made a mockery of the very word, the very book that we read from, and that we hang our livelihood on, man.
That's it.
It
says, read again, continue, read again.
Yeah, come.
It says, let us oppress the poor and righteous man. Let us not spare the widow. No reference to ancient great hairs of the age.
And who is the widow? That's Israel, man. Because we was left without a husband, man. We was left without a shepherd. We was left without that man to actually be our hedge of protection, man. So what? We was left to the wicked. Now we being judged and being handled any type of way, man.
See, you got it. It says, let our strength be the law of justice, for that which is feeble is found to be nothing worth.
Read that one more time.
It says, let our strength be the law of justice.
Yeah, let our strength be the law of justice. That's why we stand on the name of Yahweh Yashiyah, the law, statutes, and commandments.
If I may, but just going to Esau, his law of justice is what? The wicked ways.
The sword, man.
The sword. But even then, just going back into the point when you were saying about how they used to buy the house and shit that, it's a law that if you don't pay taxes for a year, Edomite can come and take your grandma's house and shit, man. You know, like it's a lot of Jake that lost that property tax. It's a lot of things. It's a lot of ways that Jake got fucked up through the laws that Esau pushed for. The 3-strike law. You went to jail twice, but you can go to jail for stealing a candy bar because you was hungry. Now you got life in prison, man. You know, this is how Esau have always oppressed our people, bro. Usury. You know, you buy something for $5, and nigga say, yeah, man, it's gonna be a payment. Every 3 months you gotta pay me $7 more, and all of a sudden you $200 in debt. You know? Read this again. It says, let our strength be the law of justice, for that which is feeble is to be nothing worth.
Yeah, so basically in Esau's sight or whatever, it isn't beneficial for him to uphold the needy and the weak, man.
That's it.
He sees it as man, that's only making a weaker nation. He gonna cut you off, man. He pushing you over the cliff, man. He don't strengthen the feeble knees, the joints, the tendons, man, because Jake, it's not a comely body part, but those particular body parts is the reason this body moves, man. It functions. Yeah, without my ACL, man, I'm through.
He says, therefore let us lie in wait for the righteous, because he is not for our turn.
Yeah, so therefore let us lie in wait for the righteous. And that ain't LeBron James, man. Of course, that's talking about the Israelites first and foremost, because he had a $1 trillion propaganda campaign set against the Israelites to keep us from finding out this truth, man. We wholeheartedly know it, man. Read that back, Baba Bashar.
It says, therefore let us lie in wait for the righteous, because he is not for our turn.
Yeah, so ultimately, that's why you get niggas like Alizé. You getting dudes like Deacon Hakai, and it's too many of these new weirdos, man. I don't even keep up with it half the time.
And even Captain Cesare out touching to the weirdo, man.
He's setting up here. He just had what's the weirdo? Queen Flips.
Yeah.
That nigga, man. He had Queen Flips at his school, man.
Yeah.
And you can see that Queen Flips was giving those looks and giving those facial expressions like on some juicy shit. It was like, yeah, these dudes weird. Like these dudes on some other stuff. Y'all getting this on tape, right? On that type of time, man. He was basically making fun of you guys, man. But these are the guys that you brought around him, man. These are the guys that you got in your within your organization, or they peeping out things, man.
They set up by Esau, bro.
Yeah, all of that set up by Esau, man. Read that one more time, about
God. It says, therefore let us lay in white rape for the righteous, because he is not for our turn. He is clean contrary to our doings.
Yeah, so hey, that's why they'll come up against GMS, man. Because the ways is really it's contrary to their ways, man. So yeah, you gonna catch some wayward Israelites out there, and you're gonna get visuals on it, man. But ultimately, the true way, I'm gonna let this.
If I may add to your point, because even when you go into Edomites and a lot of these people, it says it's a shame to tell what these people doing dark. Because we go off and shit like that to compare it to what
Esau doing the dark.
Esau and even Alizé. I don't know no brother up here that you can, what they call it down.
He cool with Adam 22. That shit said it all right there.
They said it all right there. No brother ain't cool up here with Adam 22.
Most of the nigga done did.
I don't even want to be around you.
I don't want to be around
It's like what you let your wife do with her, dudes. I don't want to be around you, brother.
So that just shows you that our spirit is clean, contrary to what they're doing, man. Because Jake go off, bro. You can't weigh yourself down when you go off. Best thing to do, man, compare yourself to, and the nigga in the ICBK, this nigga still smoking blunts and shit. At least you trying,
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna say like you might have 6 on the 7 unknowingly. You might forget. That don't mean that you condemn. But we probably all. I'm sure I myself. I did it a couple of times. But I found out later on, like, damn, I fucked up. But that's that inward man. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, I fucked up. You ain't like another Israelite camp where you pretty much boasting, like, you know what I'm saying? You can have 6 on the 7. Nah, that's not righteous. You know what I'm saying?
You're supposed to feel sorrowful.
Yeah, you're supposed to feel sorry. That's the thing. Yeah.
It says, continuing on.
That's why That's why Esau he puts out all of these think tanks, man. All of these opinions. Everybody has an opinion. All of these podcasts. That's why. Because that's him lying in wait to what? To catch the righteous. That's why you'll get an Alizé. You're gonna catch them Deacon Hakai. You're gonna catch them guys. Yeah, they gonna get caught up, man. But the ones that don't get caught up, they look something like this, man. Over on this side. It looks something simple. And we ain't in our greatest form yet either, man. We still got a lot of work to do, man. You got it?
It says, he upbraided us with our offending of the law.
He upbraided us. He hate us, man. Like when Esau offends the law of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, but yet he claims that this place was built off the word of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. We hate this guy, man. It's like, bro, life ain't supposed to be like this. If you said that this place was set up to mirror the kingdom of heaven, man. It ain't supposed to be like this. So yeah, we hate his ways, man. So we're constantly gonna speak against. We're gonna upbraid him, man. It's gonna be irksome to him, man. It's like every time you come out your apartment, this motherfucker got on dirty drawers. I seen him last night. He dug in his nose with his left hand. You didn't wash your hand, dude. You didn't even put the cap on the toothpaste. Don't you know he leave his toothbrush over his toilet? Like Jake said, we saying everything despicable about this guy. Things that you think that don't matter, it matters, man. Because this is the guy that's telling you that this is the way to be sanitary. This is the proper way of being hygienic. Well, I'm seeing you in your, when ain't nobody else in, I'm seeing you behind closed doors thanks to Yahweh Shem Yahushua. You're unsanitary, man. You're filthy.
Like I say, too, what will you do when you got power? When you look at our holy land, Israel, it tells us in the 2nd chapter how, how nations have come and flock to learn the law of the Lord. You know what I'm saying? So why do you have the Gay's capital in Tel Aviv? That's not a part of the law. That's offensive towards the law. What is it, Leviticus, is it 23?
2013?
Yeah, 2013. You know what I'm saying? You labeled a man as, you should put it there. So why is that not being instituted and pushed forth in the land of Israel, the Holy Land, right? It shows you that you people are hypocrites. Are you not the true people, man? And people are starting to see that as well, man. You know, despite the Israelites, they're starting to see that you niggas are wicked. You know? What y'all got?
It's in the Torah. You got something?
Yeah, was it in on that?
It's like 3 more. I ain't gonna lie. I got you.
I got something for you.
All right, cut. Wisdom of Solomon 2 in verse 13. It says, he professed to have the knowledge of the Most High. He called himself the child of the Lord.
That's what we do, man. Yeah. We say that boldly, man. We say that with our chest out now, man. You know, when you first come in, it's like, you know, you proud of it, but you know, Jake was kind of timid. He got to stand next to a brother to say it, you know? You feel good at camp, you know, standing next to a brother. But it gets to a point like, hey, man, I'm not ashamed if I have to go out there and profess the word of the Lord by myself, man. I'm cool. I'm gonna say it with my chest out, man. The Lord done built. He's built us up to this point, man. Because we all have to stand before that judgment seat of Yahweh Shemiyah.
If I can say too, bro, because we the only ones that can relate to the curses. You know what I'm saying? Deuteronomy 28:68. The fallen Jews, they never experienced that, having to go into captivity with ships. You know what I'm saying? So who does that fit? As far as being at the low end of the cities and all that shit. You don't see the Jews in that predicament. It was prophesied to the Israelites to be at the lowest extent at the end of the world, man. So that disqualifies the Jews that you see now. They're small houses. You know, just add that on top, man.
A little bit more. It says, he is grievous unto us even to behold, for his life is not like other means. His ways are of another fashion.
Yeah, it says grievous, man. So you mean to tell me I got the strip club right next to his job, and he drive past that every day? I got a liquor store on the corner. You mean to tell me he only stops there on the weekend? He got so many pitfalls out here for Jake to fall into. It grieves Esau to see. Damn, he stepped over there. Imagine setting up a booby trap that all you got to do is walk over it for you to fall into the hole. Jake is actually walking over a hole that's booby trapped. But the spirit be with us because the booby traps that we don't see.
Hey, the prudent man foreseeth the evil.
Yeah, hide himself.
Yeah.
And oh shit, you know. And all of a sudden Esau, fuck man, fuck this guy.
Hey, through the spirit, even like you said, the ones you don't see, you just turn around.
Like you say, huh?
In the motherfucker way. Like, oh, it's like this nigga shooting it. You know?
But the Lord is it's all grievous unto Esau because it's like it's almost to the naked eye, unbeknownst to the third person viewer or whatever. It seems like it's what's going on here. But to Esau, it's like this has got to be the luckiest motherfucker on the planet Earth because he has not been maimed by any of these traps that we've set for this guy, man. The fact that we even got this truth, the fact that we got this word. What did the apostles then went into years back when the guy jumped out of the limousine and was like, man, we paid billions. He used the word billions, but really they spent trillions, man. They spent trillions to keep us from getting this word, man. So read that back one more time.
It says, he is grievous unto us even to behold, for his life is not like other means. His ways are of another fashion.
So we do to move righteous, man. When we go off, we say salaki. We're walking in the understanding of Yahweh. When Jake called me a bitch, I could literally go back and forth with him, but you got it, brother. A nigga moment.
You can get a nigga moment. Yeah, damn. Jake survived a lot of shit, even the crack pandemic and all that shit, man. You know, you survived the streets and things. You know, Esau did a lot of things that throw in our way, a lot of monkey wrenches, so we won't get this truth. Nigga gave you Buddhism, dashikis and things like that. So it's really a miracle for us to understand the words of Yahweh.
And the fact that we're doing righteousness, it grieves Esau. And that's in a part of the ultimate form, one of the greatest form of us showing our righteousness is by coming out doing this work. That grieves Esau even more because we're coming out in the spirit of Yahweh Shemiyah to give the understanding of the time, the understanding of the midst of times, the very things that's going on right now. Something went on last week. We was talking about Diddy. Now we're talking about the Epstein files. Now we're talking about Trump trying to take Greenland. All of a sudden, now Trump don't want to take Greenland or whatever we're going to try to do about it. It's like, how do you make sense of that? The only way you can make sense of that is by way of the scriptures, man.
That's it. I got something really good. It says, we are esteemed of him as counterfeits. He abstaineth from our ways as from filthiness.
Yeah, because read that one more time.
Come on. This was Psalm 2:16.
Just that part.
It says, we are esteemed of him as counterfeit.
Yeah, because hey man, we know who's the official power. You ain't got no power over us, man. Yeah, you dictating the pace of the game right now. Yeah, you can. Hey, we get it, bro. But the Lord is in control at the end of the day, man. So you ain't no power in the sight in our sights, man. Just because the man standing to my left or my left and my right, when I walk in the world day to day or whatever, they may feel some way about you. Let me get out of the way of this guy. But nah, man, we ain't moving when we see you walk across the street, man. We gonna stay on our path, man. Because we understand it's like this dude, everything that this dude is pushing is full of shit at this point, man. It done got to a point, I'm pretty sure if a brother come across a video that's exposing the truth behind the food, and if you eat that food, you just keep scrolling at this point. You don't even want to know. You don't want to know because I know, hey man, all this shit fucked up, bro. I know this dude lying to me. So when I see organic, I'm still gonna pick it up just for the sake, hey man, what's all between the sound, for consciousness sake, man. I'm just still picking. Lord, you see, I'm trying to do a little bit better than the next man. You see? So when I send up this prayer, like Lord, bless this food, I know I'm knowing I'm doing my due diligence through the Spirit of the Lord. Is like, yeah, I believe your word, I believe your prophecy. The Lord is gonna bless this, even though I know I'm drinking down poison. I'm eating shit. Yeah. You see? We understand these things. So no, Esau don't have no power over us, man. So yeah, we esteem him as counterfeits, man. We stay away from these guys as filthiness, man. Yeah. Because we know the longer I stay around this guy, I'm gonna eventually become tainted and I'm gonna become unclean, man. That's the only way. Now I done got to a point moving back now, moving from Atlanta. Hey, screw that trying to go up the corporate ladder, man. Jay got all the credentials to go do it, man. To hell with it, man. I'm gonna take a little simple little office job, 9 to 5, go home, man. All of that trying to climb the corporate ladder it's a whole bunch of ass kissing, meat tugging, and backstabbing, man. Like nah, it just gets nastier and nastier, man.
Hey, if I may add, that's how to make it in this society, because that's how Esau made it, man. Okay. Esau made it, so you're gonna have to go up the same level that this nigga went up, man.
Yeah, his rites of passage. That's what he believes in, man. Our rites of passage is way cleaner than this, man.
Hey, how is your rite of passage?
Yeah,
you know. Hey, let me finish this off.
I may add too. Just going to that last point. We esteem as counterfeit. Pretty much, you know, when you go into that Jewish, you know, that ish means what you pretty much pertaining to. Yeah. You're not really, you know, that's not what you're really about. So even you go into the foundation of their heritage, when we say claim, it's not really what they subscribe to, man. It's ish. It's not really them. Bob Shaw, can we get that definition?
Jewish?
It's ish. It's, you know what I'm saying? Because that should be a clue right there to let you know that, you know, these are not the true people. It's as simple as that. You know what I'm saying? Okay. We saying that, yeah, these are the false individuals who stole our heritage.
Yep.
You got it, bro.
Yep. This is that suffix ish. It means somewhat like or approximately to words turning nouns into adjectives. But yeah, it's like
somewhat.
Like somewhat or like.
It's not official, basically. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Not usually.
Yeah, it's not official. So it's a reason why the Lord made them call themselves Jewish. Why don't you call yourself the fucking Jews, man? If that's who you are. And again, what are the other 11 tribes? See? So all of these questions got to be answered. It's supposed to be the true Jews. Well, okay, well, they're supposed to be the gathering of the 12 tribes. Well, where are they at? And who are you? You call yourself Ish. You see?
Real quick, I got the word counterfeit for you. The word counterfeit is a fraudulent imitation of something, a forgery.
Yeah, and the scripture says a bastard shall dwell in Ashdod.
Beautiful.
You go on to that, bro? Yeah, a bastard. A flawless bastard shall dwell in Ashdod. That's a spot in Israel. You see? So the Lord is letting you know that in the end time, this is who will be doing the land. What, Luke 21? Beautiful. You know what I'm saying? Jerusalem will be trodden down by the Gentiles, but the time of the Gentiles will be fulfilled. That's prophecy. So we know that in the latter times, we're going to have the heathen dwelling in the land of Israel, patrolling in the obstruction of wickedness, pretty much been in opposition, right, to the Most High. And that will pretty much corrupt the earth. You know, start from Jerusalem, then, of course, according to Israel, to America, in which Israel controls America, But who's behind the scenes pulling the strings? See, this is Jews, man, false Jews, the East people. So we said that they're counterfeits because they don't line up with the prophecies and what the Lord said that we would be at the latter end. See?
Real quick, I got this word counterfeit again. It says a fraudulent imitation of something else, a forgery.
All right, so it says imitation. This is what it is to emulate. It says to strive to equal or surpass someone or something by imitating their admirable qualities or actions, often with effort or in computing to imitate the function of another system.
Hey, you got you got to read it again. But real quick, just going back. Niggas try to have the fringes and everything, bro. You know what I'm saying? Niggas try to kosher.
The little, you know, our hair being curly. So they got the two stupid little, they got the shade world. They got the little swirl.
Hey, even the women, they say the nigga women gonna get their hair, you know, they'll cut their hair on purpose, and now they forced to wear weave. No, man. That's an imitator. An imitator wear
They
weave.
were black unto the ground, so now they walk around like, so you mean to tell me, y'all walked around in the ancient world and y'all never wore colors. No colors, all you, like, here it is, this is supposed to be the Lord people, the salt of the earth. You feel me? And these motherfuckers, all they walk around is black.
What about Joseph, man?
Yeah,
about
what
Joseph.
happened? Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
What happened to the multicolors, man?
Yeah, man.
What a flavor. The Lord said, hey, it is a speckled bird, man. What a flavor. That diverse tree, man. You got it.
Going back into this wisdom of Solomon too.
No, I was reading
Okay,
this
so
a
you
lot.
got it, bro. You got
Yeah,
it.
going into emulate. It says to strive to equal or surpass someone or something by imitating their admirable qualities or action. You got it. You can read that. I think you read that.
Wisdom of Solomon 2:16. We are instead of him as counterfeits.
So what? And then that, and you being a counterfeit, really, me and the brothers always, we be talking on the way back, me and the brother Malachi, is really, Esau just when all of these nations that you look into, when you go into Moab or you go into Ammon with the feng shui and the karate and all that, the chakras, that's just a version of Jake left off. That's just me. That's just me. That's what Jake was on when we was in that particular time period. And now that was the greatest qualities that Jake was showing unto them. That's what they could. That's what they could compute. That's what they could. They could gather that concept. So they kept that to make them better. All right. And that's what they upheld their empires and stuff by. Now you got certain Jakes come back in this lifetime and they float right back onto it because that's just Jake getting back to his old way, man. And you still going slap the F off, man.
They say as the birds return into their life.
Yes.
You know?
Hey, we coming right back in the hour. So yeah, man, you an Asiatic black man. You are, nigga.
That's weird.
Yeah, hey, he is a Jewish guy. Every time he come back, these motherfuckers over there, look how they don't even want us to talk to them. Now they do that to us. Now they do it to us. But one of the visions I remember, it was a Jake came out like 3 years ago. It was during the pandemic. He thought, I believe him to be a Jake or whatever, but he was a Gadite man, and he said that the Lord gave him a vision that he seen the Jakes, he seen us in the kingdom, and he walked up to, he was on the outside of the gate. He walked up, and we was looking. He said, man, they were big, they were tall, everyone was good looking. Hey man, we was like that, man. We was back in October. Yeah. He was like, and we looked at him, it's like, this dude think he like, look at dude, he think he fit. You know how we be like, we take the VIP at the club, you know how we done been out, you was like, look at this dude, we sizing Jake up for the VIP, it's like, we got him out chains, it's like, this dude think he gon' get in here. Like, that's the spirit that we gonna move. He felt it, and we hadn't said a word. He felt that in the vision. But that's how we actually carried ourselves in the ancient world to a point that these heathens do that to us now. You see that? So whatever nation you go look at, or you go look at a particular if you want to look at Moab, you want to look at Ammon, what's some other places? Even when you want to look at Ishmael, that stoicism, the reason they pray 5 times a day, that's emulation. Why? Because they know Jake prayed. We just simply pray like we're fervent in, hey, you can throw me in the lions then. You can throw me in the furnace. I ain't tripping. So at least they try to surpass us by what? Praying 5 times a day, man. And Muhammad did that. When he got sent over there to try to during the Crusades, man, trying to subdue Ishmael, trying to tame them, and that stuff came about. But that's all emulation. That's why ultimately Esau is a counterfeit in our eyes, man. You ain't teaching me my righteousness, nigga. Like Jake got to get back to that spirit. Jake is still Israelites in his very still an Americanized spirit. If Esau don't stamp it, it can't be right. You might as well just go be a Christian, nigga, because he ain't got no authority over here. He's a counterfeit. The only person that can tell me something according to the scriptures is, hey, it got to start with Apostle Tahar on down. It trickles down to very lowly men, brothers around me. That's the only person that can give us understanding when it comes to the spiritual things, man. When it comes to the understanding of this book. So hell yeah, these dudes is counterfeits, man.
I can add,
Bro, got it?
like something you just said about how the Eastern Standard is pretty much a remnant of the first kingdom.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? The kingdom of Solomon. It shows you that there was a king that was set up a standard, and you still seeing remnants of that in these Eastern cultures. That shows you that once the Lord sets up the kingdom again, that standard's gonna be pretty much perfected. It's gonna be perfected. Because all nations gonna pretty much hearken to that. Just as you got some remnants of that now in the East, man. You know what I'm saying? So it's just the Lord is showing you by increments that my word is still in the earth, but it has to be perfected. No,
I read this. It says, often by effort or in computing to imitate the function of another system. You see, it's certain parts of they didn't put it this way. Even our people didn't like the austerity of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh. That's why they put off the law, man. All right. So what? The things that they don't like about the Israelite way, they put off and they kept this or whatever, and they push forth this as to uphold their kingdom. But ultimately, because you left off the particulars or whatever from the previous kingdom, yours is only weaker, a weaker version of the one that came prior to you. You see? That's why emulation and imitation isn't necessarily a great thing unless you're going to do it the exact same way, man.
And even like you going to Ishmael, he heard of the Most High.
Yeah, Yashima Allah. That's how. Yashima Allah. He has heard of the power.
You know what I mean? He will.
Yeah. Lord definitely ain't with him, man.
We go back into this.
You got it.
Wisdom Solomon 2:16. We are extending here as counterfeits. He abstained from our ways as from filthiness. He pronounces the end of the just to be blessed.
And that's what we're doing, man. The end of the just to be blessed, man. Yeah, hey, they gonna plaster us across the TVs, man. Hey, look at this porn site of such and such. Jake was in the world with his hand.
You got Jake with the side eye.
Yeah, they gonna bring all manners of evil, speaking all manners of evil about us. Read that back, I don't want to lose the point. So
Come on. It says we are extended as counterfeits. He abstained from our ways as from filthiness. He pronounces the end of the just to be blessed.
Yeah, it's gonna be blessed. So no matter what they got to say about us, man, yeah, they gonna say a lot of things about us, man. But we know the end is gonna be blessed by Yahweh Hashem Yahweh, man. Esau can't bless us. You have no authority over here. We already done sought you out, man. We're living in the Wizard of Oz, man. There's a little white guy behind the curtain, man. And his time is almost up. Because we finna storm the building, man, through the spirit. Alright? You got it?
God, it says, and he maketh his boast that the Most High is his father.
And that's what we doing. But we're gonna be put to the test according to that, man. Because when you say that's my dad, it must be an acknowledgement from that father's side. It's like, oh, everything's all good. It's like that really is his son. And everything that son said that father would do according to it, you will believe it in what? The father's acknowledgement of him. Everything that you've done unto him, up until my daddy gonna do it. That ain't your daddy, that ain't your daddy. And then he's like, Dad. And you know that kid, that proud of his parent and shit. Dad. Throw that hand up. You know the Jake, you always knew that one proud Jake that was proud of his parents. Me coming up in the 90s and everything. My daddy came through in the old school cutters or whatever on the guns. You see, he had the shoes on, he had the beat or whatever, had a dope little sign coming out his car or whatever. It was like, that kid was proud as hell. He was walking slow, threw his hands up at his parents and there. He wanted everybody to say, that's my daddy, dude. You see what he came like. That's what we boasting. That's my pops, man. You know? That's exactly how we gotta feel towards the Lord in these coming days, man. Because these people finna be ashamed. They parents pulling up in the Astro van. I was a kid, his parents pulling up in the Astro station wagon. You know the kid that was kid that was ashamed with his parents, man. He always held the wall. Parent pull up, he try to wait till the crowd turn their heads, then he go run to the car. Like, nah, man. You can't do the Lord like that, man. You can't do the Lord like that, man. Like, you gotta be proud.
Station wagon no more, man.
Yeah.
Pull up his style, man.
And just going back to Yashiyah, the name, Princess of the Power. You know what I'm saying? But a little bit more on this. It says, let us see if his words be true.
Yeah, so they finna put it to the test, man. It's finna get put to the test, man. Yeah.
And let us prove what should happen at the end of him.
So basically, they gonna put you to the test, man. They're really gonna put us through the ring. Let's see if what this dude was saying was true. All right. Let's see if he really gonna stand on that, man. Let's see if he's really up that bloodline.
That's it.
You got it?
It says, for if the just man be the son of the Most High,
If the just man, you got it.
he would to help him and deliver him from the hand of his enemies.
And that's right, because that's what a righteous father would do. He's a just man. You saying this just man came from a more righteous man. A just man comes from a righteous man. All right, that's just like the word virtue. You can't get a virtuous woman without a man, because vert goes back to man. So there's no virtuous woman that isn't telling to my mother's virtuous. Is she married? All right, then shut up. She not virtuous, man. Because a man got to be putting it to. It's the same way in this, man. All right?
They might add too, like, how do they know that the Lord's going to help them? But they know the report. They understand how the Lord got down for his people. You know, when we was with him, it was, beatings. But Judah, the 5th chapter, it goes into that counsel against the Israelites, how when the Lord was with us, then he pretty much stepped in on our behalf. So they're going to test that theory out. That time, Judah, the 5th chapter, I think around verse 17. We can read it real quick. Because, when the Lord is on our side, all right, that's when the Lord steps in and defends us. But if we're disobedient, we transgress, that's when the Lord calls us to be overthrown by our enemies. That's always been the effect. But Esau knows that. You got it, bro.
Judah. Oh, you said Judah.
Yeah, Judah 5:17. Because, you had a counsel about the Israelites. You know what I'm saying? Just dealing with how, when he's with us, he protects us. You know what I'm talking about?
What you looking for?
Judah 5:17.
I got it.
Oh, yeah.
I couldn't
Like
see.
30, yeah.
I can't see. All right, this is Judah chapter 5, verse 17. And whilst they sin not before their power, they prosper.
Yeah, they prosper. See, we sin not, then we prosper. The Lord was with us. He was prosperous with us. You got it?
It says they prosper because the power that hateth iniquity was with them.
And that's a clause in the contract with the law, statutes, and commandments. Read Deuteronomy 28. You do these things, and be with you. You over all nations. If you do not these things, then here's the consequences. You got it?
It says, but when they departed from the way which he appointed them, they were destroyed in many battles very sore.
Yeah, so when our heart was not perfect with the Most High, when we departed, started worshiping idols, dwelling within the ways of the heathen, well, after that came snares, men involved with that. See? And the results of that is what? You got it?
It says, they were destroyed in many battles very sore and were led captives into a land that was not theirs.
Yeah, which is where we at today. We're in America, Babylon the Great, and scattered abroad. Why? Because of that one highlight of us disobeying the Most High, the curses, you see? So by being disobedient and worshiping different gods, that was the result. So, as we read prior to that, when we was with the Lord, he was fighting with us, right? So now we have come back into what? The good grace of Yahweh by Shema Shah the Gospels. The Lord is on our side again. That's made manifest through the knowledge. All right? You got it.
It says, and were led captives into a land that was not theirs, and the temple of their power was cast to the ground, and their cities were taken by the enemies.
Yeah, by the enemies. See, now that's why you got the false Jews, you know, the bastards in Ashdod.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Gay pride in Tel Aviv. They corrupted and downtrodden land. You know, go ahead.
It says, but now are they returned to their power.
Yeah, now we have returned. How do we do that? But through Yahweh Shai. That's why they understand that the name of Yahweh Shai is so key to salvation. Right? They know that throughout all this bullshit that they set up for us in the system, like the brother mentioned earlier, about how when they approach the apostle, how do y'all find this out? By the name. They know that the name of the Lord was pretty much the key to overcome all this corruption that they had set forth. Due to the pork in our food, right? The different idols in which they pray over with our food, just, you know, Lord said we eat our food foul, right? So how do we overcome that? Well, through Yahweh Shai's blood. So those names are key under salvation. They know that,
It says, but now they return to their power and are come up from places where they were scattered.
Yeah, through the mind first.
And have possessed Jerusalem.
Yep, now we got a new Jerusalem.
You see, it said places. So and Jake coming from every which one, everywhere, man. From places, man.
Not places.
Yeah, you just can't find them just in this one spot. Like how the small hats try to make you think. You see, like they, hey man, Jake it's finna be Night of the Walking Dead, man. It's like they coming out of hella cemeteries, man.
Horror movie.
Yeah,
Real horror movie. Great fear fell from them with songs.
They did the spirit.
It says, come up from places where they were scattered and have possessed Jerusalem, where their sanctuary is, and are seated in the hill country, for it was desolate.
So the Lord is bad. Lord is bad. So when Esau and that counsel, then we can counsel against us, they know these scriptures. They know how when we transgress, we go against our power. The Lord is not with us. So when they try that theory out coming against us, they're gonna find out that, hey, we believe in the name of Yahweh by Shimon Shai. So that's gonna put us on lock those divine miracles, the Lord stepping on my half. But they're gonna test it out, man. You know, we're gonna see. We got faith that the Lord's gonna do what he said he's gonna do, man, when they do that. You know what I'm saying? But Esau's afraid. You better believe they're afraid. Yeah, they understand the report.
Yeah. You want me to continue? Yeah, there's some more on that. All right, verse 20. Now therefore, my Lord and Governor, if there be any error against this people, and they sin against their power, let us consider that this shall be their ruin.
If there's any sin within you, this should be your ruin. So Yahweh Shai is the key. That sacrifice was going to cover all your sin. They know that name is important. That's why they got people paid out to teach you. They might tell you this Yahweh. That's the name of the Father. But when it comes to Yahweh Shai, they only admit it. Like Bishop Nathaniel.
They may.
Yeah, he'll say Yahweh, but he won't say Yahweh Shai.
Or they may even call on the name now. Like we see bugouts that call on the name Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, and then this nigga go eat a honey glazed ham, and he promoted.
Hey, that's why the scriptures say the Lord is nearer to them that are called upon him in righteousness and in truth. So it's a certain spirit you gotta be in when you come in the name of the Lord. You gotta realize when you call upon the name of Yahweh Shai, it's like you sin before a great throne, man, the king. You gotta be in a certain spirit.
That's why the scripture says, anyone who calls upon the name of the Lord, let him depart from iniquity. Because the name is attached to what the doctrine. There's a certain belief that's attached to that name. It's a reputation. You know what I'm saying? So you call upon the name of the Lord and you don't believe in the chip, or you believe that you can have sex on Sabbath, whatever it may be. Hey, that's not really the name of the Lord. No matter if you call him the true name or not. See that? That's why the Lord said, many shall call upon me that day, saying, Lord, Lord. But the Lord gonna say what? Depart from me, ye that work iniquity. Right? Because the doctrine pretty much solidifies your covenant. See that?
Just to back up that Judah. This is Job chapter 11, starting at verse 13. The brother said, what's that weight to be kept from these things? Ultimately, serving Yahweh Shema Shai in righteousness, truth, and sincerity. But he said, if thou prepare thine heart and stretch out thine hand toward him, if iniquity be in thine hand, put it far away, and let not wickedness dwell in thy tabernacles.
make because again, in order to call upon your Yahweh Shai, you got to be in a certain spirit. Just going back into that Judah. What it says, if it be iniquity in that nation, you know, then you can take them. But if there do not be no iniquity, then you got to move far away.
Yeah.
Because your Yahweh Shai will defend them. You got it, bro.
Going back to Job 11:14, I'm gonna get it in the NLT. It says, "Get rid of your sins and leave all iniquity behind you."
And that's the spirit, because even you go back into the time of Moses, Yahweh Shai come and visit, what they had to do, they had to consecrate themselves for 3 days.
Yeah.
They couldn't just, Moses, bring the Lord now. No. They had to, you had to mentally, spiritually, and emotionally get right to really visit and get right with the Lord, man.
It's a physical thing, man. It's a physical. It all plays out physical. Jake had to fast. Jake had to wash his ass.
Yeah.
Jake had, hey man, it was a process, man, before you came before the Lord.
And even doing those physical things, it cleaned up your spirit.
Yeah.
You know, you fasting, you like, oh, Moses making us not eat.
Yeah, you understand is why, you're in the thought process of why you're abstaining from the things that you would do.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? I'm doing this for the Lord. I remember, hey, we gotta go to the mountain. Lord got a message.
Yeah, and then you could tell when clouds started coming in, they were like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
But just imagine, that's the power that's defending us, bro. Ahchya now, man. That's our power, bro. You got it?
I'm standing NLT verse 15. Then your face will brighten with innocence. You will be strong and free of fear.
Yeah, it said, then your face will brighten with innocence, man. And that's how you can tell back in the day when they used to bring the Ark of the Covenant in. You know what I'm saying? They're like, oh, we won already. It got to a point, they got proud with it. You know what I'm saying? That's why the Lord had to humble us. It got to a point, when the Lord entered into the tabernacles, hey, he ain't nothing to be fucked with, man.
Yeah, you had to argue the covenant. It was like, yo, man, hey, it's guaranteed. We got the dub tonight.
Yeah, we got the dub.
Hey, Jordan, Kobe, Shaq, and Kareem all on that other side. Hey, we brought an ark.
Yeah.
We come in with the Toon Squad.
Toon
We got the dub, man.
We got the Levites carrying the ball. You know what I'm saying? They probably walking in the river. Jake was scared. Not Jake was scared, but he was scared when they really see the Ark of the Lord enter into the congregation, man. So a part of the Ark of the Lord enter into the congregation right now is His word. His will, knowledge, and understanding. You know, you got it, bro.
It says you will be strong and free of fear.
Yeah, you shall be strong and fear. Why? Because Yahweh Shai is going to be with you, man.
Right.
That's going to defend you. You know?
Like I mean, just you said, Ahchya now, He's our power. Going back to that Judith again. Your ways please Yahweh Shai. You know, then He fights on our behalf. He defends those who trust in Him, you know, and call upon Him in righteousness, truth, and sincerity. Again, making that point in Judah. That's why it's so important to serve the Lord. Knowing the times that we're coming into, Esau coming down with great wrath, knowing that he had but a short time. That's why it's more time to cleave unto your power. That's why the Lord got His men out on the streets, beginning with the apostle elders on down, you know, proclaiming this gospel, this doctrine of peace unto you. Lord Yahweh Shai is still in His right hand of you, which is Yahweh Shai, the word, you know, giving you a peace offering. Telling you if you take His hand, turn back to Him and serve Him the way He want to be served, then He'll be a covering over you, man, and protect you from the evil that's to come. Continuing on, back in the NLT, Job 11:16, you will forget your misery. It will be like water flowing away. Yeah, and going back into what Yahweh Shai is about to bring to those who trust in Him, peace. Knowing that we just, you know, went through the spirit earlier, breaking down what Esau's kingdom is about to come to an end, and the Lord is about to set up a righteous kingdom, the kingdom of heaven. You know, the officer brought out earlier, the Lord is building that kingdom right before your very eyes. That Amos, right, building up the house of David, as in the days of old, roughly paraphrasing, tearing down the breaches thereof. But the breaches are being torn down through Yahweh Shai, through this word. You know, bridging that gap and gathering hopefully elect on this side of Israel unto Him. But it's by that doctrine in that proper way, man. But through this, that's when peace gonna come. We ain't gonna remember, you know, this hell no more. What it said, like they were them, like them as dreaming. When that captivity was overturned, that's what we're seeing taking place now. First, by that word going out, that captivity is being overthrown, going into what that second Esdras, when He gonna visit Egypt with plagues as before.
Yeah.
But He said, I will bring thee out with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm. And it started with that word going out forth. Just as Moses in the ancient time, he preached the downfall of ancient Egypt, and he preached deliverance to those who take hold of the hand of our Lord Yahweh Shemel, take hold of this word. But continuing on, it says, your life will be brighter than the noonday, even darkness will be as bright as the morning. If I may, just going into that hope and that gloriousness that Yahweh Shemel is about to bring with his salvation. But again, I must say, it starts with you receiving his word.
If I may,
got
that
it.
word, that's that light. That's why it says, after this in the scriptures, thy word is light. So it's like my word is what? Think of this.
Psalm 119.
Yeah, Psalm 119, 105, man. Because thy word is what? A lamp unto my feet. So that's why it says, thy darkness shall be lit in the scripture.
Yeah, it says, your life will be brighter than the noonday, even darkness will be as bright as morning.
This is even darkness, but should be bright as morning. This is about this knowledge, man. You're not going to be in the dark no more concerning the things of prophecy, or even concerning your how about Shemel. You know?
If I may, backing you up, that's the 2 Peter 1 and 19. You have a more sure word of prophecy, whereunto you do well that you take heed. As until the date, when the day dawn and the day star rise upon in your hearts, brother paraphrase, going into this knowledge of the Lord Yahweh Shah, being manifested more and more. What it say, the path of the just shining more and more into that perfect day, brother paraphrase, going into that light shining, going into this word, man, which you must take hold of in order to receive salvation.
Yeah, because that light, the word is that light, is that vision, man. It's like when it's like when shit hit the fan, man, these people ain't gonna have no vision, they ain't gonna have no thought processes to how to move forward for the next day. We're gonna have that light, we're gonna have that vision to see through the darkness, man.
Okay.
You got it, bro.
You got it, bro.
Count. Verse 18, NLT still says, having hope will give you courage. You will be protected and will rest in safety.
You got it. I got to appreciate the
If I may, it made me think of that Romans 15 and 4. For the things written aforetime were written for your learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope. Going back to what the officer brought out is the word of Yahweh Shah. That's what gives us hope and comfort us, seeing the works of the Lord of old, what he done in ancient times. Will that give us courage and know that he's going to do even more in these days to come, even greater. Right? As the Lord Yahweh Shah said, you'll be able to do even greater miracles than I. Letting you know that the Lord is about to show forth his mercy in a great way. We're seeing as we're in Babylon the Great, the Lord is about to bring a great destruction and end into this place, but it's about to be a great salvation as well, with miracles. Salah, you got it.
No, just to back you up. This is back over in Judah, 5 and 21. But if there be no iniquity in their nation, and that's what we're. It ain't that we ain't that we're blameless. Nah, man, we're gonna be blameless because we're gonna be covered by the blood of Yahweh Shah. All right. So it says, if there be no iniquity in their nation, and that's gonna be of that small remnant in the days to come, let my Lord now pass by. And that's really what the prognosticators are saying to Esau right now. Like, hey man, remember the times of old, what the brother was going into. You done went into the issues, you done went into the books. Hey man, you gotta be very mindful of how we approach these guys. That's why they ain't just came down on that shit, man. It says, if there be Salaki, it says, let my Lord now pass by, lest their Lord defend them in their power before them, and we become a reproach before all the world. And that's what situation we're in. We're literally telling you, just like Judas was in this moment, all right, and this was the heathens getting together a war plan against the nation of Israel, and the Lord put a plan. He put a plan, set forth the plan in Judah's head as well. But and what was that plan that he set forth for Judah? It was to what? To protect us, man. I'll read back. It says, and if their power before them, we become a reproach before the world, because that's what's going on now. We're basically being encamped around yet again, man. But only the remnant this time is going to be towards the Lord, and the Lord is going to be for him, that he's actually going to defend our cause, man. Because he said all roads lead up with these data centers and all of that. That's all just to lay snares to catch the elect, man. That's it.
If I may just add to your point, because even when you go back into the history you going to Jericho. Yahweh Shai always did effective things to show that he's dealing with the nation of Israel. But what did the nation of Israel had to do first? Acknowledge him. You know what I'm saying? That's why the scripture said that is an Amos. And we just call that acknowledge your offenses. Acknowledge your offenses, and basically the Lord will deal with you, man. So again, even us confessing Yahweh Shai and praying to him and saying, Lord, we went off. But Lord, please destroy this nigga. The Lord will answer that. Because why? You under your end of the bargain, man. Just going back into that point with Moses, man, in order for the Lord to actually come into account and show his faith, not show his spirit in the midst of Israel, Israel had to fast and get right. And we're in the elect. That's why it says, when you read it, Judah, the 5th chapter, it says, if there be no iniquity in that nation, that end is really talking about the elect, man, the Israel on the Most High. So that no iniquity being inside the elect of the nation of Israel, we're all the ones that's getting right with the Lord, fasting, consecrating, bathing ourselves, and ultimately hoping and praying the Lord deliver us. Now, he ain't saying that brother's perfect and shit like that, but at the same time, we hoping for the Lord's mercy. You got it,
If I may, just to add both you brothers' point up, going back to what the officer said, that being covered by the blood. Because when you serve Yahweh Shai in righteousness, truth, and sincerity, ultimately, like you said, it's a process to it. You have to be cleansed and by the washing of the word. All right, but ultimately, it's a process to come under that covering. But that covering is, going into the Tawah. Because we know in ancient times, because I hear you mentioning Judah being, he will pass over us, right? Going until you have to be consecrated by that precious blood, which means you have to be bathed in the word, man, and you have to come under that proper doctrine. What it said, blessed is he who is not offended in me, that gives you a covering. That blessing goes into the opposite of a curse. Now you're covered by that blood going into that Tawah, going into that ancient time, the Passover, which we still honor now. There's two Passover in Egypt, and that our Lord Yahweh Shai's Passover when he sacrificed, he used that ultimate sacrifice. But we know it got to go too deep. The thing about the hyssop, just think it's spirit. Put the blood up there. You got to go through that trial, that purification process, right? But that's what ultimately covers us and law that death angel, which is Lord Yahweh Shai, to pass over us, man, and spare us and have mercy upon us. But it all coming and going back to that Judah, purifying yourselves and coming under the order that Yahweh Shai has set up on this planet Earth. And it's through his prophets bringing that word, beginning with our apostle elders here at Great Millstone, telling you before the downfall of this place comes, before great hell come upon planet Earth, going into a time of Jacob's trouble, which means a troublous time for our people, you so-called black natives and Latinos. So Yahweh Shai is offering his mercy, giving you this final warning before he bring hell upon you, man, death and destruction. So ultimately it's an act of mercy, but Yahweh Shai ain't nothing to play with. You humble yourself and repent while it's time, or you will be destroyed.
Yeah, that's it, bro. You got it.
Add on to y'all point, 1 Kings 8 and 33, it says, when thy people Israel be smitten down before the enemy, because they have sinned against thee, and shall return again to thee, and confess thy name, and pray and make supplications to thee in this house. It says, then hear thou in heaven, and forgive the sin of thy people Israel, and bring them again to the land which thou gavest to thy fathers. So the Lord is pretty much giving you a rundown of what you need to do. When you were scattered abroad because of the the transgression, you were delivering to the enemies, you had to confess the name of the Lord, man. You know what I'm saying? We're going to how the name of the Lord is pretty much incorporated within the doctrine. That's what brother's going into. So this is how you clear your sin. Yahweh Shai, ultimately fulfills the laws. Brothers going to the hyssop, and all the things that were done in ancient Egypt to cover the Israelites back then. That represented Yahweh Shai in these times, man. You see, it's all a build up unto Yahweh Shai. So acknowledging the Son is going to get you clear in a time of judgment. It speaks about that Tawah, Ezekiel 9:4, to be exempt from judgment. How are you going to be exempt from what's coming on the pipe since you have iniquities accumulated from not only this lifetime, but past lifetimes? Well, it's going to be by the sacrifice of Yahweh Shai, which cover your sins in its totality, all right? And all those who want to come under that bound with, hey, your sins, you're going to account for your own iniquity. Y'all got it?
Got something back here. This is the book of Baruch 4, and I'm gonna start at verse 25. It says, my children suffer patiently the wrath that is come upon you from the Most High.
Yeah, suffer patiently, right? Patient. If you go into the word patient, means stuff without showing pretty much emotion. Something like that.
Yeah,
I forget how exactly how it goes, but yeah, I mean, you know, you gotta see, you gotta take what the Lord puts upon you, because you gotta understand first and foremost that the Lord doesn't owe you shit really but death.
Yeah.
Only thing the Lord owes you is death. But through the mercy of Yahweh Shai, He has given you a chance through grace, you know, to come into His good graces by just enduring these trials and tribulations through faith. You know what I'm saying? So when we go through shit, we don't really complain about it, we just take it. Like Michael, you know, the second chapter goes into, you see? We're battling in the nation of the Lord, you know, because what? We have sinned against Him. Until what He have figured our cause. So while we're going through our hell, we're complaining about what Esau is doing, waiting on the Lord to come back and execute judgment. You see? So we just taking this shit on the chin and just dealing with it because we have sinned against the Most High. All right? Also, we just seeking for mercy. And that produces what a humility, the way you just, you know, you just sit back and like, damn, I fucked up. Any situation you go through, I fucked up. It was because of me. You know what I'm saying? No matter what it may be. And that gives you a peace of mind at the end of the day. You got it.
Cut. It says, continuing on, it says, for thine enemy have persecuted thee,
Yep.
but shortly thou shalt see his destruction.
Yeah, so why has Esau, why was he given jurisdiction to the persecutors? Because we went off. It all starts with us first, you see? Okay, so at the end of the day, man, you know, yes, we went off, but at the same time, we know that Esau is wicked. So the Lord's going to judge his ass for punishing us. See, he pretty much overstepped his boundaries. He forwarded the affliction. And he did more than what he was supposed to do. So yeah, we just waiting patient for the Lord to come back and do what He said He's going to do according to the scriptures. You know what I'm saying? Not taking justice into our own hands and, you know, trying to vindicate ourselves and anything like that. You know what I'm saying? We just sit back and just, Lord, please come back soon. Yeah. We're hastening the Lord to come back because He's going to fulfill His word. You got it.
Come, it says, they shall tread upon his neck. My delicate ones have gone rough ways and were taken away as a flock caught of the enemy.
Right, so we were taken away, but the Lord said we're going to do what we're going to tread upon our enemies. But when is it going to happen? Yahweh Shai gets his first. You see, Yahweh Shai got to get his glory first, man. He was he was more martyr than any other man. You got to imagine the fear that Yahweh Shai is going through. You know what I'm saying? Reading his death and what he had to go through for the nation of Israel. You don't think Yahweh Shai want to get his vengeance back too, man? You see? So you can't overstep your boundaries and try to take justice to your own hand. Like you see the Black Panther trying to do, you know, you got these different movements that Esau has set up to facilitate justice. You march in the streets. Those are not righteous protests. The righteous protest is you proclaiming the word of Yahweh by Shema Shai. Right, and it's praying on the Lord to justify your cause, man. Yep. Okay.
Come, it says, reading slightly, it says, be of good comfort, O my children, and quiet unto the Most High. For you shall be remembered of him that brought these things upon you.
Right, so we have been remembered. How do we know? Because we have, of course, the names, first and foremost. But also what? The knowledge. The Lord said He will restore back into us His ancient form of knowledge. Turn the heart of the fathers to the children, the heart of the children to the fathers. It's been restored back unto us. You see that? So that's a form of Lord confidence concerning His counsel and what He has planned for us. As you read in Luke, the Lord said it's really His good pleasure to give us a king. That's what the Lord is orchestrating the earth, but we just gotta wait on it. Be patient. Be a good comfort. You got it.
All right, this is Hebrews 10 and 32. But call to remembrance the former days.
Yep. See, called to remembrance. The scripture say in Job, seek up, was it? Let me get that real quick. Seek the as I fall. Yeah.
The former path.
Yeah. Job 8:8. You know, it speaks about seeking old paths. I know there's Jeremiah, but also Job. They go into this will. It might be Job 8:8. Because yeah, the Lord is restoring us back to what Eastern mindset. The same mindset that had our forefathers, you know, hell bent on sacrificing those times because they had the hope of what something that was coming at the end for the salvation. What is it?
Yeah, the former age. Job 8 and 8. This is Job 8 and 8. Inquire, I pray thee, of the former age, and prepare thyself to the search of their fathers.
See, the former age. See that? being brought back to remembrance in search of our fathers. Who are our fathers? Well, the patriarchs, the judges, the prophets of old. What were they looking forward to? Yahweh. They were really looking forward to Yahweh. You see? Because they understood that if we had to be released from these chains of darkness, you know what I'm saying? From the bonds of the sins of, dealing with the flesh, they were looking forward to that day. And with Yahweh was a manifestation of that. That's why when they popped on the scene, they rejoiced. Those who understood that. You see? So we likewise are rejoicing because we are found once again Yahweh. You see that? But yeah, we searching for the ancient knowledge that's going to pretty much unlock salvation.
Yeah, that was,
Yeah, you go back.
go back. This is Hebrews 10:32. But call to remembrance the former days in which, after ye were illuminated, ye endured a great fight of afflictions.
Yeah, when you were illuminated. How are you illuminated? Can we get a root 4? Ahchya Yashiyah, can you get credit? Root 4. How are you illuminated? See that? So illumination goes into you being enlightened. Root 4 verse 1. Sorry, verse 1.
It's the book of Baruch, chapter 4, verse 1. It says, This is the book of the commandments of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, and the law that endureth forever. All they that keep it shall come to life, but such as leave it shall die.
Right, and that word law, when you go into it, it goes to pretty much a body of prophetic teachings, So it's not just the 613 laws. Go ahead, you got it.
It says, Turn thee, O Jacob, and take hold of it. Walk in the presence of the light thereof.
See, walk in the presence of the light thereof. We know that the word of the Most High is a light into our path. Psalms 119, you see? So this is where you are illuminated and are shown the mysteries, right? The testimony of Yahweh with this book. You got it?
It says that thou mayest be illuminated.
See, illuminated, see? When you were enlightened, see? So the book illuminates you and exposes you to the testimony of Yahweh, which entails what a future glory that's to come. That's what our forefathers look forward to, man. And again, that ancient knowledge has been restored, in these latter days, as the Lord said he would do. We can go back. Yes, man.
If I may, just to back up Officer Point, this is Psalm 19, verses 7 and 8. Verse 7, the law of the Lord Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua is perfect, converting the soul.
Yeah, the Lord is perfect, man. Converting the soul. All right? Perfect goes into being complete. So what we have is complete. It's sure. See?
So like, if I may, going into the point you brought out, the law. It said the law of the Lord Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua is perfect, converting the soul. Going into what the officer said, the body of prophetic teaching. Letting you know exactly, the Lord is being very precise, letting you know exactly what he's talking about. He put the spirit on his prophets. He said, I give you pastors.
According to
They will feed you with knowledge and understanding. Going back, you got it. It's like,
what's the prophets meant when they get the warning? You got it.
yeah, just all that making a point. The Lord is being very precise in these last days where it won't be no mistaking to those who truly put the spirit on to understand his word. The Lord is a power of knowledge, and wisdom, and understanding. So he's going to be very specific to let you know exactly what's going on with, as the Elder Aram says, so the serious minded will consider, and that way you have that path to salvation to be saved from the hell Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua is about to bring upon earth.
Yeah. I'm going to add, that's why the scripture says, knowing a perfect will, you got to know the complete will of the Most High. It's going, you have with a sure word of prophecy. Going back into that law, that by the prophetic teaching, you got to know the testimony of Yahweh when the Lord got to tell, for the future. You got to know that the Lord wants to destroy America, Babylon the Great. But at the same time, delivering the elect through the said prayers by the way of so-called UFOs. The chairs of the Most High. You got to know these things. Or else, how can you hope for salvation? You can't. You know what I'm saying? That's a part of the law.
If I may add, because like a great king would let you know, like where the place that he's sending you to that destination. He lets you know what lies along that path for this message to be delivered. It made me thinking that Drake Future video. Like you had parables that you had to go through. It's like you had a message. The message is one thing. You got to carry a message, and you got to make sure the that message was right that you carried. But you had to understand the terrain, the environment, in the time of the season that you had to carry this message. What if you went in the summer, you had to carry a message during the summertime? What that look like? Hey, you probably ain't gonna see, you probably see bears during the summer.
Yeah.
If you moving around in the winter, you ain't finna see too many bears. Hey, you probably catch some wolves along the track.
Arctic fox.
Yeah, some Arctic fox. It's gonna be, the Lord set us up as a book of prophetic teaching. He prophesied what what the environment was gonna look like according to the terrain as we deliver these messages, man. And that's hellacious to take in, because as we deliver these messages, it's a lot of jakes that they can't stand in this cold right now, man. This is a part of delivering that message, man, that's going out to make sure that, hey, it's the proper understanding that's going out, man.
If I may add on that too, so it's no excuse for anybody, man.
No.
You know what I'm saying? If you able body and shit like that, man, you gotta, brothers, you get shipwrecked and shit like that, man. There's no excuse for IOIC to take the winter off, brother.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because you basically laid your congregation down. Yep. We ain't letting the congregation of GMS down, because you know why? We continue to push forth the words of Yahweh Ba'ashim and Yahweh.
I'm gonna add on too, bro. Like the scripture say, because they talking about the commandments, right? But the scripture say be in season and out of season.
That's a commandment, brother.
Yeah, that's a commandment. Year round, man. You know what I'm saying? So you taking a break because it's cold outside is not the spirit. You see?
So the Lord didn't give him that message. Like, so obviously the Lord didn't send this messenger, or otherwise he wouldn't be complaining about it's cold out here. Well, nigga, that's what happens when you're going from one country to another country. You're gonna have to deal in the elements, man. So what the hell you talking about? It's cold out here. I told you what it entails. Bring a coat, nigga.
And if it is cold, we still gotta do what shit the Lord said. Don't give a fuck what you say. My Lord, the Lord said to my Lord, go out on the highways and byways. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what your Lord told you, man. You know, I got some real quick bag y'all brothers up. Just going back into this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, coming out here, how we get woken up. This is the book of Psalms 119, and I'm gonna start at verse 130. It says, the interest of thy words giveth light. It giveth understanding unto the simple.
Yeah, the interest about that word, what is it?
It's like it says, the interest of thy words giveth light.
Yeah, I'm thinking about new scripture. You give me interest.
Oh, yeah. I know too. Yeah, cut.
So that's the word going through the prophets, man. You know what I'm saying? Going through your mind.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's the Lord open up your mind to see these things, so you can do His will. That's the reason why we out, day in and day out, whether it be cold or hot or whatever. Because ultimately what we want the kingdom of heaven. You see, if you really want the kingdom of heaven, you're gonna go through these elements of these sufferings, right? Because we want to get the fuck up out of here. Right? So if you want to be comfortable in America, you're not going to do what's required of Yahweh Ba'ashim Shai to bring forth the kingdom of heaven. You're not really hastening, as the scripture say, for these things to come to pass. So, anybody else? Yeah, so with that, hey Lord, when y'all be edified, we give all praise and glory unto
Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai.
the honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. So next time we say Shalom.
Shalom.
Right.
Like that.
Nah, you heard.